If you test software, write and run test automation, then download my productivity scripts. They'll make your job faster and easier. If you're like me, you're working on multiple projects at the same time, and you're doing multiple tasks within each project. You need to be efficient with the way you're managing your time and workspaces. Hi, I'm Scott. I've been testing software in the Seattle high-tech area for the past 20 years, and I can help you be faster and more efficient. Download my productivity scripts. In this video, I'm going to show you how I manage my workspaces to allow me to zip and zoom around workspaces and multitask. First, like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my content. Before the video started, I've set up 3 terminal windows. Terminal window number 1, I've set up my QAToolBox, acronym QAT, workspace number 1. WW is my acronym for workspace because it's the same character. It's only 2 characters. I don't have to move my finger. Since I've already set that up, when I type wwqat, it will change to the appropriate workspace. When I type wwqat 1, 2, or 3, it will change to the appropriate workspace and the code package within that workspace. Now, I've also got a second and third workspace. And so in the second terminal window, I've already set up the second workspace, and here's the third workspace. When I run the same navigation commands, it remembers that it's working on that workspace. And so that way I could have multiple terminal windows operating within the correct workspace so that I can work on multiple tasks at the same time. How did I do it? When you install the productivity scripts, you're going to define PS, productivity scripts directory, to wherever you've downloaded the scripts to, and wwwdir is where you've got all of your workspaces. You'll also notice in the bash RC that when you copy the setup code, that these lines of code were included in the setup. Check out my previous video on the CA create alias function. It allows me to create a lot of aliases with different variations. So for example, a human readable _cd-ps, or short is just cdps, will change to the productivity scripts directory. And similar for my workspaces, if I type cdww, then it will change to my workspaces and list all of the projects within that workspace. Now, I like even shorter commands, and so I've got a setup workspace script that defines a function called ww. And so when I do that, it does the same thing. You'll find out why I've done a separate function for that later. How did I implement this? In the configurations directory, I've got a folder for each of my projects, and each of those projects has a workspace's configuration. This is an example of the QAToolBox workspace config. It defines the 3 workspaces that I've got set up, the shortcut QAT, and the code packages that are within the workspaces. So this is what's used to set up all of the navigation shortcuts. So how do I load these and source it? I have a directory where I've defined all of my home projects. I've got a similar directory for all my work projects. And here I've got a script that sets up the navigation, the workspace navigation for these projects. Here's a sample of what the QAToolBox workspace navigation script does. It just calls a function, initialize the project workspaces, and run commands from configuration, the name of the tool, the name of the project. And this is what it's just done. It's set up these QA workspace setup scripts, which puts these workspaces at my fingertips whenever I want to work with the appropriate workspace. So within terminal window 1, 2, or 3, I could be working on this multiple workspaces at the same time. When I type the setup command, it shows you the shortcut and the current workspace, number 1 in this case, and shortcut commands for all the packages within the workspace. Done the same thing for the second workspace, but in this case, I've only checked out package number 1 and not checked out package 2 or 3. The script is smart enough to detect that there's only one code package within the workspace, and so it doesn't even build the navigation shortcuts for the other packages. And same thing for the third workspace, but this time I've got a different package set up there. Here's an interesting function, and while I was preparing for creating this video, I was capturing screenshots. Screenshot with a bunch of dates .png files were created in my desktop directory, and I like to rename them at a keystroke. So I have a rename screenshots function. I provide a prefix, and it's gone and renamed all my screenshots and numbered them so that way I can save these off and they have a more meaningful name. If you like this video, share it with your friends and colleagues so they get value out of it. Go to QAToolBox.org to download the productivity scripts now. I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to talk about how I've configured all of my run configurations so that I can run everything super easily and quickly. Check out the next video.